Hey everyone, and happy Tuesday. I want to give you an update on the weather real quick. Temperatures right now into the low to middle 30s across the area, partly sunny skies. That's going to continue as we head throughout today. Low 50s, the farther north that you go, 55 for us here in Jackson, and down to our south, upper 50s are in store. So definitely pretty seasonal afternoon, but we are expecting for rain to come in overnight. Early Wednesday morning, rain will begin to spark up for your morning commute. The rain will be scattered and light in nature, but as we head throughout the afternoon, rain could become more widespread, even have some heavier pockets. A few thunderstorms are possible, but severe weather right now is not on our radar for your Wednesday. Again, any thunderstorms will be rogue and just have some lower visibility with those heavy downpours, especially for your evening commute tomorrow. Scattered showers overnight into your Thursday, and the rain isn't going to end for your Thursday. Really, after today, the rain is not going to let up until after this weekend and for this next Monday. A wintry mix is possible late Friday overnight into our Saturday. Saturday is the main impact day for any kind of precipitation. Could be winter precipitation. So here's what we're thinking as of right now. We're 4 days out from the system and confidence is increasing. Our models are still mainly saying the same story and in agreement. And what we know that is likely is that there will be some slick roadways for Saturday morning, but also for Sunday morning. So no matter what kind of precipitation that we have, morning lows will be at or below freezing for both Saturday and Sunday morning. So especially on bridges and overpasses, watching out for some slick roads. It is also possible that we could have some hits to power. Again, we're going to know more of the severity of the impacts as we get closer to this event, but also one thing that we do know is that dangerous cold is on the way. So not only do you need to run your errands for today, but also you need to make sure that you're prepping your house now. So all those outdoor faucets need to be covered, and you need to make sure that you have all the tools that you need for this weekend just to keep you and your family safe, keep those pets inside, and make sure that they have accommodations for a little bit more extended period of time heading into the weekend and into the beginning of this next work week. What is uncertain as of right now is that precipitation type. So we're calling for a wintry mix. That covers the bases of a few snowflakes to rain, sleet, as well as the freezing rain. But the options that include ice do look more likely. Again, so here's a look at our future cast. A cold front will start to dip south. Again, that's what's bringing in the rain chances for our Wednesday. It's slowly going to stall out over the southeast. So still having those rain chances early Friday morning, but Friday night is when things change. This is our European model. So again, a little bit of a differences in some model, but this just gives you a little bit of perspective on the setup. That cold front starts to dip towards the Gulf Coast. So winds will come in from the north behind that front. That's going to allow for that pink shade to start to enter our coverage area. That is indicating that wintry mix. Low pressure systems will continue to funnel in from the Texas coast right along that frontal boundary. What that's going to do is it's going to bring in moisture in from the Gulf. So we have lots of moisture. It's basically just a question of when is that cold air going to arrive? Is it going to be at the surface, or is it just going to be pretty high up in the atmosphere? That's going to determine one, our temperature, but also two, the precipitation type for this weekend. As that low pressure system rides along the Gulf Coast, European model says that it's mainly going to bring in rain. That's what's going to transition the air in from the Gulf. A little bit warmer. European model says it's going to turn to rain and not any wintry mix or freezing rain for your Sunday morning, even though roads could still be quite slippery and wet. Eventually drying out by Sunday evening. Models agree on that part. Here's a look at kind of like the side-by-side that we're watching for. So the slots off to your north or to the top of your screen is the European model that we just saw. Down to the bottom of your screen is going to be the GFS model, so the American model. These are two of our long-range models. On the left side of your screen is Saturday morning. Pretty good agreement there. Sunday morning, what we just saw is where things start to differ between the models. The GFS says that still will have enough Arctic air in place to have that freezing rain, but the European model says that we'll get in some warmth also from the Gulf with that moisture, so it could become rain. So again, this is the big question mark. Again, it's a little too far out to nail down the exact timing as well as the exact precipitation types, but I just kind of wanted to show you what the overall trend and consensus is looking at right now. So north of I-20 is is going to have the better chance to see winter weather for this weekend at 30 to 40%. Again, confidence is increasing, so we'll update this graph as we get a little bit closer to the event. But behind this system is really when the Arctic air starts to filter in. We're going to be waking up at freezing Saturday morning, but also Sunday morning. That's why we could have some of those slick spots on the roadways, but also on the trees and power lines. So again, that could start to those impacts will start to be a little bit more clear as we get closer in the severity of them, but just something I want you to have on your radar. We're also going to be waking up into those low 20s from Monday morning, but once you factor in the wind chill, that's when things start to get dangerous. We'll wake up on Saturday morning with wind chills anywhere from the low 30s in Hattiesburg to the teens off to our north. Again, this is the European model, so they're saying that we're going to be a little bit warmer for Sunday morning, but check out Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Wind chills into the teens in low 20s. Tuesday morning, that Arctic air with those pink colors starts to dip farther south, and we could have wind chills below 15 degrees. So that is dangerous cold. That's why I'm saying have an extended plan in place just to have everyone warm in your household, but also contact all the neighbors and anyone elderly that you know. Make sure that their house is prepared as well. Have an extended plan for those pets to be inside. Also, our high temperatures are just going to be frigid, not going to make it out of 30s for our afternoon high temperatures for Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday. For the rest of this next work week, high temperatures will be into those 40s. So bitter cold is ahead, and we'll continue to have a little bit more seasonal temperatures with the rainfall for the latter half of the work week. But then once that cold front starts to dip through our area on Saturday and Friday, that's when we'll start to get into those Arctic-like temperatures. 30s for your high temperatures Saturday through Monday. We'll be dry by the beginning of this next work week. So again, it's just going to be a really messy weather pattern for the next few days. So try to get your errands done today. And, we do have that bitter cold and dangerous cold coming for this next work week. So plan appropriately. We'll, of course, continue to keep you updated on what our models are saying and what trends we're looking at and what we're thinking. Overall, I would just still keep this on your radar and potentially be thinking about if you have to travel this weekend. Friday night is going to be the best night, but if you're going to be traveling for a long distance, definitely something that you may need to think about rerouting. So thanks for joining me this morning. Continue to tune into 12 News with Storm Team 12's weather updates, and I